Good morning. I'm Jason Kanz. I am going to be leading pre-worship enrichment this morning. Mark and I have been talking about this recently, about me coming in to do something. And part of what prompted this was a discussion a little bit of discussion about a book that I wrote titled Letters to the Beloved. And it is, just to give a little bit of background, I started this project in 2012, and I wrote, I wanted to look at the New Testament in the Christian Bible as though God were writing a letter to me directly about each of the letters in the Bible. And so there was a desire to try and understand on a deeper level. And so as I'm reading through this, what you'll find is that it's written as a direct address to God's beloved. And so I did the entire New Testament. It took me about 6 years to work through this. And this morning wanted to share a little bit from one of my favorite chapters that I worked on, which was Paul's letter to the Romans, the chapter 12 of his letter to the Romans. And in doing that, I would like, as we're listening through, to pay attention to kind of what stirs up for you. This is, again, the things that stirred for me, and it's going to feel in some ways similar, and in some ways I suspect it will feel a little bit new and unique. And really, for me, it was to try and see what God stirs up as we're reading through this. And so I'm going to read through Romans 12, and then I'll just allow us some time, if there is some, to kind of ponder what we read. And so it starts in Romans 12. How I started out is, in light of the good news, how then should you live? Let your whole life bear the imprint of my mercy and grace. I desire that you would become whole and holy, body and soul, an offering of worship to me. To live that way, you must radically reorient yourself away from self-centeredness and toward God-centered adoration and other-centered love. Living this way involves daily renewal, continually refocusing upon good, authentic, and beautiful things. Wholeness and integration are the center of my will for you. Here are some ways to grow in godliness. Do not make too much of yourself, exaggerating your righteousness and leading others to believe that you are better than you are. I've invited you into faith, and I want your faith to bloom right where I have planted you. If I made you a daisy, be the best daisy you can. Do not pretend you are a sunflower. Consider the human body. Though it is one unit, it has many different organs and functions, each contributing uniquely to the greater whole. So it is with my church, which includes multitudes who possess distinct gifts, personalities, and abilities, all of which are important. I've called some to speak prophetically, some to exceptional service, some to teaching my words, some to speaking convicting words, some to generosity, some to leadership, and some to exuberant mercy. Whatever your gift, offer it back to me by loving well. When it comes to love, which is the heart of who I am, do not fake it. Fake love is no love at all. Instead, be authentic and genuine. Train yourself to discriminate between good and evil. With the help of my spirit, seek integration and reject what fractures your spirit and relationships. Make the effort to love others well, not with indifference, but with the caring, other-centered love that exists in healthy families. Go the extra mile to encourage, so they have no doubt that they are loved, valued, and accepted. Godly love is never about demanding your rights to the exclusion of others, but instead recognizing that everyone is interconnected. No one is more or less valuable than another. Pursue love intentionally. Do not just sit back and expect love to happen. Love is active and zealous for the good of another. When you love others in both word and action, you serve my kingdom. When you experience pain and suffering, which you will in a world that is not yet fully reconciled, do not feel hopeless. Instead, remember that I have promised complete restoration. Be patient with yourself and others, remembering what I am doing in you and in the world. As the poet Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, I want to beg of you, as much as I can, dear sir, to be patient with all that is unresolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves. Allow these unsettled bits of you, the nagging questions and self-doubt, to be kindling for prayer. Bring everything to me. It is our relationship that matters. Be generous toward others with your time, ability, and financial resources. If you cling too tightly to these things, they will shackle your soul. Instead, use them for love. Some people would like nothing better than to see you fail. They will speak negatively about you and may even seek your harm. Your carnal nature will urge you to retaliate. Instead, respond with a blessing. Seek the good of others, even when they want to hurt you, because that is the way of the cross. Be eager to join people right where they are. If they are celebrating, do not warn them about excessive happiness. Rejoice with them. When they are mourning, suffer with them. I never intended people to be emotionless, but heartful. Live in harmony with one another. Harmony is not monotony, nor is it cacophony. It is not just one melodic line, but many notes that mix uniquely to produce a wondrous tune. Heaven itself is a Trinitarian symphony. Do not consider yourself to be better than others. Pride kills. Go out of your way to spend time with those who are lower in status and spirit. Encourage everyone you encounter. Do not be especially fond of your own wisdom and insight. I've given you the ability to think, reason, and feel. But if you act as though you are some sort of sage, you have left me behind and are traveling a dangerous path. Do not practice retributive justice. There is an old saying that references Exodus 21:24. If in this present age we were to go back to the old time of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, there would be very few who would not, metaphorically speaking, be blind and toothless. Retribution is not the way of the cross. Following my son means not only avoiding retribution, but seeking to value the humanity of others. I created every person in my image. Honor their dignity. If possible, live at peace with everyone. Some will continually reject your offers of peace. That is on them, not you. You cannot control others' actions or reactions, but only your own, so seek peace. Do not try to avenge yourself by setting things right according to your own sense of justice. Instead, leaving it up to me, trusting that I am perfectly just. When all is said and done, and you see my justice clearly, you will not doubt that I handled it correctly. In the meantime, do the opposite of what your sinful, self-protective nature tells you. If your enemy is hungry, share your food. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. Paul wrote that acting contrary to your sinful nature would heap burning coals upon your enemy's head. Mercifully treating others can lead them to feel discomfort. Compassion is countercultural, and people who cling to evil do not expect mercy. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, returning hate for hate multiplies hate, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. You cannot destroy evil by greater evil, but only by good. Never by deception, but only by the truth. Never through self-seeking, but only through the cross. So that's the Romans 12 passage from Letters to the Beloved. Probably have a few minutes to be able to kind of ponder, see what's stirring up for you around that, what messages seem to come. Thank you.